Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing about reproduction in humans. Okay, now we have already done the chapter Reproduction in Plants, where we have discussed about asexual reproduction, vegetative reproduction and sexual reproduction. But in humans, we will find only sexual reproduction. As discussed earlier, in sexual reproduction, we require a male gamete and a female gamete. The male gamete in case of humans is the sperm, and the female gamete is the ova or the egg. Plural is ova, singular is ova. We've also discussed that the fusion of the male and the female gamete is known as fertilization. And the result of fertilization is called zygote. So these things were already discussed when we did the topic reproduction in plants. So today we will be studying or discussing about the male reproductive system. Now, the male reproductive system consists of a pair of testes. Now, the testis is where the sperms are produced. So, testis produces the sperm. Okay, now where is the testis located? The testis is located in sac-like structures known as scrotum. Okay, now this scrotum hangs outside the body of the male. It is not inside the body. So why does the scrotum hang outside the body and is not found inside the body? Is because testis can produce sperms at a temperature a little bit lower than the normal body temperature. Okay, so the testis produces the sperm at a temperature lower than the body temperature, hence the scrotum hangs outside the body. Now in some cases when a boy child is born, actually what happens is when the boy child is in the mother's womb, the scrotum is in the abdomen. Okay, and just before birth, it drops down away from the body through a passage known as the inguinal canal. But in some boy child, what happens is the scrotum fails to fall down before birth, hence the scrotum remains inside the abdomen. In such a case, it develops a condition known as hernia, and it has to be surgically removed from the abdomen. Okay, so once more, the male reproductive system consists of a pair of testes. The testis produces the male gamete, that is called the sperm. The testis is found in special sac-like structures known as scrotum. The scrotum hangs itself away from the body because the testis produces sperm at a temperature lower than the body temperature. When the boy child is in the mother's womb, the scrotum is actually inside the abdomen, and just before birth, it drops down through the inguinal canal, but in some cases, it fails to do so, leading to a condition known as hernia. Okay, now this testis testis, you find a tube-like structure which is known as the sperm duct or the vas deferens. The sperm duct is also known as the vas deferens. So once the testis produces sperms, it travels through the vas deferens. Okay, then this vas deferens joins the urethra. Now, if you remember, we had done urethra in the excretory system. So, pair of kidneys, then ureter, they join to form the urinary bladder, and then the urine is removed from the body through the urethra. So, the vas deferens now goes and joins the urethra. So, urethra forms a common passage for both the urine and the sperm. Okay, now just before it joins the urethra, the sperm duct receives secretion from various glands. These glands are known as accessory glands. Names of some accessory glands are Cowper's gland. Then we have the prostate gland. Now, what is the function of these glands? Now, these glands produce secretion which lubricates the sperm. It helps the sperm to swim. Okay, so as the sperm passes through the vas deferens and enters the urethra, it receives secretions from various accessory glands. I gave you the names of them, a few of them. Cowper's prostate gland. The secretion from these glands lubricates the sperm. That means it helps the sperm to swim. And then the sperm now, since now it forms a mixture of sperm plus secretions from the accessory glands, now it is no longer called only a sperm, it is called semen. So when it enters the urethra, the sperm enters as semen. That means sperm plus secretion from the prostate gland as well as the Cowper's gland. Now, this structure which covers the urethra is known as the penis. The penis is the male reproductive organ which helps in passing the semen into the female vagina. So through the penis, the semen is transported or it is, let's use the word transported. It is transported to the female vagina. So this is the male reproductive system. And I forgot to mention something. The testis also produces the hormone called testosterone. So once more, the male reproductive system, the male gamete is produced by the testis. It is called the sperm. The testis is located in a sac-like structure known as scrotum, which is not located inside the body, but it hangs outside the body, because testis is produced at a temperature lower than the normal body temperature. Then there's a testis. From the testis arises a tube-like structure known as the sperm duct or the vas deferens. This carries the sperm towards the urethra. Urethra is a common passage for the urine as well as the sperm. Now, as it enters the urethra, the sperms receive secretions from the accessory glands, now which is known as semen. This semen passes through the ureter and it is transported into the female reproductive system by the male reproductive organ known as the penis. I hope you all understood the male reproductive system. So thank you everyone for watching my video. Bye-bye.